بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يأتي الشيطان أحدكم فيقول من خلق كذا من خلق كذا حتى يقول من خلق ربك فإذا بلغه فليستعذ بالله ولينتهي. رواه البخاري. Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu narrated that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Shaitan comes to one of you and suggests, who created this and who created that, until he says, who created your Lord? When he reaches that point, then seek protection from Allah and stop. Commentary. According to Imam Abu Abdullah Mazari rahimahullah, there are two cases. One is a fleeting idea that does not stick in one's mind, which is called waswasa. The hadith is referring to this, ignoring it and seeking help from Allah and turning one's attention to some other subject is the solution. The other is a persistent doubt, shubha. This requires a logical argument to counter it. Logically, the question is absurd because it requires an infinite chain of causes. For every cause, one can ask what caused it. Logic requires that there should be an initial cause from where everything started. The entire universe is contingent. It requires a non-contingent source that brought it into existence. That is Allah, the Khaliq and the creator of the entire universe, who has no beginning and no end. He was not created and He created everything. As the Quran says, هو الأول والآخر والظاهر والباطن وهو بكل شيء عليم. He, meaning Allah, is the first and the last and the manifest and the hidden, and He is alone in all knowing of all things. Commenting on it, Mufti Taqi Uthmani Dawud Barakatuhum al-Aliyah writes, He, meaning Allah, is the first because nothing existed before Him. He is the last in the sense that when the whole universe perishes, Allah will remain as alive as He is today. Allah is the manifest because the proofs of His existence are evident in every part of the universe. But Allah is the hidden because no one has ever seen Him, and the accurate nature of His being and His attributes is beyond human comprehension. And the famous dua of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam goes as follows: Allahumma anta al-awwal falaysa qablaka shay, wa anta al-akhir falaysa ba'daka shay, wa anta al-zahir falaysa fawqaka shay, wa anta al-batin falaysa dunaka shay. O Allah, You are the first, for nothing is before You, and the last, for nothing is after You, and the manifest, for nothing is above You, and the hidden, for nothing is below You. Abu Sulaiman al-Khattabi rahimahullah notes that questions from Shaitan will be persistent. It is his mission to spread doubt and confusion. The only remedy for that is to seek help from Allah. Logical answers will satisfy a person who is not submitting to the inspiration of Shaitan. It is interesting that the modern scientific mind has no problem with believing that the universe came into existence on its own. No question of cause bothers it, but the question is raised as soon as you mention that God created it. We better recognize our own limitations in dealing with such questions. Belief in Allah is built into our primordial nature. When we turn to Him, our confusions and doubts will disappear. So another hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In this hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam teaches us how Shaitan comes to us, the mu'minun and the believers. So I've said this many times. Shaitan will never come to us, those of us who believe in one Allah, are somewhat practicing Muslims. He won't come to us and say, oh, here's the idol, prostrate in front of the idol. Oh, here's the cross, I want you to wear this cross over here. No, Shaitan knows we're not going to do that. He knows we're not going to make ruku or sajda to an idol. We're not like that. He knows that. So he has his other ways and techniques and methods to get to us and to get to our iman. And this is one of them. So he'll bring the questions in your mind. At first, it's very innocent. Who created the sky? Allah. Who created the mountains? Allah. Who created everything? Allah. Sounds very good. And then he'll come slowly. Then who created Allah? So if Allah created everything, fine. But then who created Allah? Now here is where the doubt now comes in the mind. Now a person starts thinking, that's a good question. Who created Allah? Right? So now over here is where you have two groups of people. The first group of people is what the author mentioned, for them, for whom this is a waswasa. This is a whisper in the mind Shaitan has brought into the mind and heart. For that, Rasulullah said, فَلْيَسْتَعِذْ بِاللَّهِ وَلْيَنْتَهِ. Seek Allah's protection. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. And refrain from thinking of that. Get yourself busy in something else. Engage your mind in something else. And that thought will go away, inshallah. But for some people, this waswasa then grows and grows until it becomes a shubha. That thought, it continues to fester in the mind and the heart until it becomes a doubt. And when that shubha comes in the mind, then it becomes necessary to treat that, because now that's a sickness. Now that's a marad and an illness in the heart and the mind in the heart. And until that illness is not treated with its proper medicine, it's not going to go away. And this is where many of our youngsters today are trapped in. The shubuhat get to their mind. The doubts in Allah, in the creation of Allah, how Allah is the Khaliq, where was Allah before, how is Allah always been here? All of these questions and these doubts that are put into their mind that begin with Shaitan, and then we have the Shayateen, we have the Shaitan, and then we also have, I mentioned yesterday, Shayateen and Ins. We also have the Shayateen and the devils amongst the human beings as well. In different parts of the society, you will find them. And then they create they plant these seeds of doubt into the hearts of the young Muslim mind. And if that is not treated correctly in the proper way, and if the proper tarbiyah and the upbringing is not given, and the correct aqidah is not taught, then like I said, these shubuhat and doubts continue to grow and grow and grow. And a certain point comes where this person this youngster or older, it doesn't matter, where a person will ultimately leave the fold of Islam. And that happens. The child might not tell you, your son might not come to you and say, Dad, I'm not a Muslim. He won't say that, your daughter won't say it, they won't say it explicitly, but in their mind, in the heart, they're not Muslim. Because they don't believe in the oneness of Allah, or they have serious doubts about the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or where Allah came from. And these doubts they could take a person out of the fold of Islam. So this is why we mentioned again and again that it is extremely important that we give our children the Islamic upbringing. The Islamic tarbiyah is extremely important, and we have to teach them our beliefs, our aqaid, why we believe in one Allah, what are our beliefs about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where do we understand and where do we say, okay, this is enough, now beyond this we cannot understand anymore. All of this we have to learn it ourselves first. And how are we going to teach this if we ourselves don't know it? So we need to learn this first, and we also need to teach our children as well, inshallah, and educate our community as a whole in general, inshallah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from all kinds of doubts, shubuhat, wasawis, whether from shaitan or from anyone else. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep our minds and hearts pure at all times from all kinds of filth, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us. May Allah be pleased with this. Amin ya Rabbil Alameen. Laylatul Jumu'ah, inshallah. So we remind everyone to recite abundance of salawat upon Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Surah Al-Dukhan, Surah Al-Kahf, inshallah. Try and go to sleep early once we go home. Try and wake up for tahajjud, inshallah. The least we can do is come for Fajr Salah, inshallah. And then come a little early for Jumu'ah and spend some time in the ibadah and the worship. Tomorrow is also the 9th of Muharram. I sent a message a little while ago in our groups. Yes, the Yahud don't fast on these days anymore. So we don't have to fast on the 9th. It was never that we have to, but the ta'keed and the emphasis is not as strong anymore. But still, if a person can fast, Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah mentions, and other ulama as well, in Zad al-Ma'ad and other ulama, that if a person can fast all 3 days, 9, 10 and 11, so tomorrow Friday, the 10th is Saturday and the 11th is Sunday, and that is very good, inshallah. So those of us who can fast tomorrow, Friday, Sunday, inshallah fast. Tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, fast inshallah. If not, at least Saturday, at least tomorrow and Saturday, and the least inshallah is Saturday, inshallah. And we'll speak more about that in our Jumu'ah khutbah tomorrow, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all the ability. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.